Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Payne. Welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. Today I want to go through some features in Nightcrows, some things that you're supposed to be focused on when you're higher up in those levels, things like the party dungeon, the boss raids. I want to talk about infusing spells and the battlegrounds a little bit. So this is stuff that I haven't really covered in depth in a lot of my previous videos. And I think it's time that I make sure I go through all of this for you guys so you have a proper understanding. So let's jump right in. Okay, so I think first off, what I want to cover is talking about infusing. Now, this is something that does open up a little earlier on, and then there's different tiers. When you get higher, you can see here the next one is after level 50. And really the best way to explain this is just going over to the help section here and talk about it. So you can increase the stats of each stage using specific items. So it shows you there's 5 separate areas you got to pay attention here to. So the first one is where we're actually doing it. Second is where it's going to show us the quantity in our possession of the items that we need to infuse, and you can get these through crafting, right? So you can see here there's 3 types. You know, obviously it's more difficult to get the higher rarity ones, but really you only need kind of the earlier ones for the first few, and I haven't had any problems getting these. You could also save it, and you can load saved states. So this is kind of interesting. If you get a really good one, you know, one that's just absolutely perfect for your class, that is something that might be worth saving. I like kind of playing around with them. I find it's worth using a lot of the materials to try to just see how good you can get this to roll for you. And then of course they're talking about, you know, it does cost to save, but you can kind of use that to copy over, or, you know, especially as you open up new ones, you might want to use your saved states from others. This can also help you with certain builds that you're doing too. And it does let you compare your current stats. Now there's a certain amount of currency that's required for loading stats. We talked about that, and it does require magical rune slates, and now I only have 4 of those, so I don't feel like it's something I have a ton of, so I'm also a little hesitant doing that a lot. And you can get them from monsters and purchasing them on the shop as well. And then of course there's the info that you can see kind of all of how it's going to actually impact you. So from each set, you know, from number 1 stat, number 2 stat, number 3 stat. This is great. This is just like free extra bonuses. You can see I'm kind of mixed here. I have some PvE bonus damage, some acceleration, some weight, some crit, some MP. I kind of went with a little bit of a mixed build here. I do have a lot more of these items that I could spend rolling. So I mean, like, let's just see if I can pull something. Actually, that one's pretty good. I think I'm going to keep that. That rolled really well for me just on the first one. So we've got area damage reduction, dual damage resistance as well. Those are pretty high. The 4s, the strength is really good to see on 2. I don't want to save that. I'm actually just going to leave it there. Let's see if there's another one that's worth re-rolling. Maybe the max MP, because I don't really need that too much. MP is kind of one. You can see I went down 87 power there. I still don't want the MP. We went up 77. That's a little better. The max weight's really nice. Same with the dual damage. You know, I might actually keep that. I think I will. The dual damage and max weight is good. MP doesn't matter quite so much for me, but it's not like it hurts. So, okay, let's move along. So we went through spell infusion. I want to talk about the party dungeon because it's easy to kind of miss this, and there's a special event going on right now with this. So you definitely want to make sure you're going through and finding parties for these different stages. You can see some of the rewards. Take a look at the component details. I mean, the components aren't that great, but I mean, hey, look at this. You can get this blue bracelet. It's got damage reduction negation 5, crit damage 6, which is absolutely insane. Plus, really, this is what you want. You want the star memory bound. It's crafting material for certain things. This, woo. Let me just bring this up here. Use it to obtain 1 Nightcrow's Creed point. Wait, what? So yeah, these are pretty important materials. Obviously, you can start with stage 1. You do get 3 entries. They do refresh. You can get additional tickets that you can buy or find in different ways. Make sure you guys are doing this. You can see that the entries reset every Monday. So while you're going through your weekly stuff, make sure you're in here getting the party dungeon done. Another important thing to mention is the boss raids. Really, it's the time that you want to pay attention to. Now, the server's been so laggy. I think I've gotten kicked out of every single boss raid I've attempted. I haven't actually gotten one full yet, but I'm still going to keep trying. You know, I make sure to at least grab a few of these per day when they come up. And this is the really helpful part. It shows me 7 hours, 48 minutes left until next boss spawn. Now I can look at my time. I can go, okay, it's going to be then. I don't got to worry about converting from the UTC -4. This is just great. It really helps me being able to see how much time until the next one actually happens. So that's massive. Now here's one other thing that I think is really important for you guys to be focused on, and it has to do with the battlefront. So you should be in here when you're done your daily quests, you're done the dungeons, you know, really this is where you need to be. But the main reason for it, and there's just two things I'll go over here quickly. No, we want to go to the shop. So firstly is all these materials over here. You know, you want to be picking up the iron ore, the quartz, the rough leather, and the fur ball every single day. I don't worry so much about the protection talismans. Also, there was a special event for these where you could get 8, and that gave you some unlocks in your event collection. But the reason why I wanted to show you guys were these incense burners. So this is something that everyone is going to need. You can only get it after you're level 45. You can only get one of them. So you can see here, this one of Vitality gives us PvE Defense 1, XP gain 5%. That's massive. We want the 5%. Vitality 1. There's another one over here that's more about Spirit. And then this one is Endurance. So you're kind of choosing between Vitality, Spirit, or Endurance. Obviously for me, since I'm Twin Blades, I'm probably going to go with the Vitality. I don't really see a point in going with any of the two. I'm at 362,000 insignia right now. Now, when you do get killed, you lose insignia, but you can generally just farm at the beginning of the battlefront. That's where you're going to get most of your insignia. All I did is decided to stop purchasing the materials for a few days, and that's been allowing me to kind of rack up enough to save for the incense. Okay, so I just wanted to go over those couple things with you guys. Make sure you're up to speed on that. We're getting real close to level 50 here. That's when I can sell my character. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm really enjoying this game. I want to see what the end game content is really like. Also, please, if you can, use my SSL support code GROTH4526. So Groth number sign 4526. And you can do that on the Nightcrow's website. Thanks so much for joining us for today's episode. Really appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel. Smash that like button if you can, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.